Hey guys, Levy Freeman here, and today we're playing some more Hearts of Iron 4 Kaiserreich mod, I guess. And I think it'll take a bit to think which one of my AUS playthroughs I want to finish with. Like I am kind of interested in the business plot that is what we rolled, but on the other hand, I do like Huey, and I think the obviously it turns out the 37 Civil War we're in a better position. Anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna take a while to think on that, and I think in the meantime, someone had said they wanted to see the left Kuomintang, so we'll try that. Like this is like another kind of sketchy one. I've never played left KMT before. I have played Nanjing, and I did the Marshal Chi conquers everything Nanjing campaign like a while ago. But I have not played the left KMT, and I'm aware that the left KMT has some problems. And whenever you play these kind of like really minor countries, sometimes you have to wait for an opportunity, to actually to zerg out a little bit, especially after the world tension justification nerf. So there is a little bit of luck involved, I think, in some of these runs. So it's like you're never sure how they're going to turn out. So there's that. So left KMT to get the left KMT. Never played them before, but I am aware that in order to get them, you have to play as the League of Eight Provinces. And when the League Collapse War happens, it'll be one of the ones that pops up. I think Anqing separates first, and then the left KMT pop up. I'm pretty sure how that goes. And I want to say like they're like down here in the south. Like there's like a mountain range. There's like a mountain range or something like that. It might be. I don't remember exactly, but there's a mountain range that they're supposedly holed up in. I think usually you'll wind up taking this territory. So like maybe we should build some factories for ourselves down over here or something. And territory we're likely to control, I guess. Like normally I don't cheese a little bit, but we might need all the help we can get as the left KMT. We'll research the Hanyang Type 27, I guess, and machine tools, I suppose. I guess we just do. I guess we'll just pick random shit. We're not going to play as these guys, so it doesn't really matter. League of Eight Provinces is a pretty fun campaign to play. There's a very, very nice four-way, I think sometimes. You can get Shandong, Anqing comes at you, and left KMT. So you have to fight and try and win the four-way. And you're on a timer. If you don't win it fast enough, you just lose the game, which is like a little bit frustrating. And I don't think it gives you what the timer is, too. It just kind of jumps up on you randomly. So you can't really pace yourself. But it's still a pretty fun country to play. I will deal with like taking stock of the country after we tag switch, I think. But Nanjing, Sun Chanfang is gonna die like Li Wunder. You guys want to hear this? I don't fucking. You know what? We'll read it. We'll read it anyways. It might be relevant later. The Imperial Cornerstone, forged amid last decade's wars and expanded to its current size following the defeat of the Northern Expedition. Sun Chanfang's League is a loose confederation of provincial governments oriented around his stronghold in Nanjing. Though united by its members' fear of central government control, the League is nonetheless a cornerstone of the empire, buttressing Beijing against both external threats and internal challengers by virtue of shared heritage. This tenuous arrangement has brought years of peace, and with them relative prosperity. Foreign industrial methods have proven transformational, and Sun's armies now include several German-trained and equipped divisions at their core. The League Marshal has come to sit atop a vast bureaucratic pyramid, a position he is more than happy to keep, despite the cracks that have begun to appear at its base. German material aid and necessary to offset pressure from Beijing and the League's factitious southern members has not served as a source of strength alone. German money trickles into every level of the League's hierarchy, feeding an already ingrained and unhealthy taste for corruption, with officials complicit in everything from embezzlement to the stolen antiquities trade. This has gradually stoked the fires of popular discontent, increasingly harnessed by nationalistic agitators and fueled by the elusive remnants of the Kuomintang. For all of Sun's efforts to draw the fragmented League together, it may be drifting all the further apart. Still, these domestic squabbles are outshone by the rising sun, which looms large in the east. Beset by internal conflicts, the League must rise to the challenge or else risk annihilation. Briefings are available on the League's special mechanics, relationships with the Germans, and internal politics. You know what? Like maybe it would be fun to play as like the Anqing and like some of these other guys, or like maybe Nanjing in general. So like maybe we won't cheese it. Although maybe we should. I don't know. I was thinking maybe we'll just like play a neutral start, and then we can like make a save game and come back and do the other ones, so I don't have to read all this stuff again. which is very tempting, to be honest. Let's go internal concerns. German influence in the somewhat decentralized nature of the League has often led to localized unrest, and though this is often quickly dealt with, it can be seen as indicative of a greater malaise. The League is pestered by numerous subversive forces, and though they may be seen as no threat, they must not be allowed to escape control. A number of Kuomintang holdouts, remnants of the failed northern expedition of 1926, and a second smaller uprising in 1932 remain just outside of reach in the mountains of Fujian and the major coastal concessions. Yuandao adherents committed to expunging foreign influence and returning to China. Its long-held traditions have been moving south from Shandong and making inroads among the eastern provinces. The south, Guangdong and Guangxi, together referred to as Liangguang, as well as Hunan, operate de facto autonomously and may even harbor ambitions of formal independence. All have to be watched closely. A number of Kuomintang holdouts, remnants of the failed northern expedition in 1926, remain just outside of reach in the mountains of Fujian. Where is Fujian? Fuck. Can't type today. Nope. I guess it's not like an actual spot in the map. So I'm not actually sure. Whatever. The League will endure. The League will endure. Or, actually it won't, because we're going to kill it, hopefully. Sun Chanfang meets with governors. League Marshal Sun Chanfang met today with the governors of the 5 eastern provinces, who the public has been told discussed matters of regular governance and administration. The rice crop in Jiangxi has been poorer than expected this year, said Governor Deng Rouzeau. It's important that taxes are adjusted appropriately to compensate. The absence of officials from Guangdong, Guangxi, and Hunan, as well as the presence of purely military figures like General Qi Ziyuan, has led to some to believe the meeting actually concerned more serious matters of state security. Interesting. It's like when you're trying to win the League War. Okay, I guess we'll have to read fucking events. Can't talk about anything. Today marks the long-planned opening of the Zigan Railway, the latest extension to which finally connects Shanghai to Nanchang, a city deep in Jiangxi province. The opening is noteworthy for a few reasons. First among them, the prominent involvement of Chinese engineers in the construction, despite significant funding by the Aufsichtsrat der Ostasische Generalverwaltung, also known as the AOG, which has turned the work into something of a cause célèbre. Those less optimistic have been quick to point out that the AOG's newfound access to rich mineral deposits, as well as Jingdezhen porcelain, which has been able to fetch high prices in Berlin, despite concerns of threatened attack upon the opening ceremony by Kuomintang agents, did not take place. Railways always bring prosperity. It's like that's the event that kind of kicks shit off. Like the Germans buy the railroad and they own it and they're taking all the profit for themselves, even though the Chinamen built it. And people are mad about that, and that starts like a little bit of a riot that Sun Chongfang handles very poorly, and that's what causes the League collapse. I think that's a precipitous event. An unexpected announcement. Late this morning, to the surprise of many, the AOG publicly announced its plans to purchase and consolidate a number of eastern railways on behalf of the Shantung Eisenbahn Gesellschaft, one of its component concerns. Among them is the new Zigan Railway. The AOG already possesses controlling shares in a number of lines across eastern China, several of which it directly financed, but this dashes the hopes of those who believe the new railway might represent a more equal future for Germans and Chinese. While Chinese management will be permitted to remain, they will now answer to a German directory board. Though scarcely admitted to the public, few authorities in the League seem to have been forewarned of this development, and the police response to protests has been slower than normal. An unpleasant surprise. And now things are starting to get bad. The unrest spreads. Unsurprisingly, the consolidation of the Central China Railway under AOG management has met with widespread criticism. Intellectuals have condemned the move in domestic papers, followed by prominent Anglo-American publications out of Shanghai, and echoed by syndicalist party periodicals found on factory floors. More troubling, however, the news has spread rapidly by word of mouth and has grown all the more outrageous and fantastical in the process. Tales now describe extensive webs of conspiracy, disappearances of outspoken individuals, and the supposed transfer of millions of yuan to the League Marshal's own pockets. The public's reaction has been predictably furious, and protests have already spread from Zhejiang to Jiangxi to the major coastal cities, including foreign settlements. Do the peasants have nothing better to do? Let them eat rice cake. Come on. It's just a railway, bro. Attacks on foreigners. Beginning with assaults on prominent German citizens and having grown to become virtually indiscriminate, attacks on foreigners by emboldened patriotic citizens are spreading like wildfire. The German consulate in Nanjing has been advised of the Kaiser's subjects to arm themselves and travel only when necessary. The consulates of most other nationalities may soon follow suit. The impact of these attacks on business and investment remains to be seen, but recent history suggests that the Shanghai Stock Exchange will not remain unaffected. Troubling. Why are the Chinese so racist? What are they doing? Boycotts in Beijing. Talk of a boycott of German goods has accompanied growing protests throughout eastern China, provoked by an assortment of Kuomintang agents, religious cultists, and nationalist ideologues. More disturbingly, some local garrisons have stepped back and allowed the unrest to grow, unwilling to risk being labeled Hanjian or race traitors. In order to ward off intervention from Beijing, advisors from the Nanking Commission have suggested that League Marshal Sun publicly declare that the situation is under control. Elements of several divisions based in Nanjing stand ready to be deployed to cities across the lower Yangtze, where protests are largest, and provincial garrisons could be given the green light to take whatever action they deem necessary to quell the open dissent. We'll punish only the violent, I guess. Maybe we should, I don't know. Maybe we should pick the other option, because we're not actually going to play as these guys. I'm not sure. Railway bombings. Explosions have rocked several stations and rail lines slated to become part of the Central China Railway, with one bomb shredding a train car in a crowded station at Huangzhou, leaving dozens killed and injured. The deaths and delays have brought transportation to a standstill in many areas, as will slow the deployment of additional forces to quell the growing unrest. Blame for the attacks have been leveled against various targets, from bandits to the KMT to Japanese agents. Some especially conspiracy-minded individuals have suggested German involvement. Who they suggest are targeting their own possessions to set the stage for an intervention. Damn false flags. You ever talk to some people and like they don't believe that the government would do that sort of thing? They think, oh, no one would ever false flag. And it's like, I don't know, like false flags. I'm pretty sure Hitler false flagged to attack Poland, and like the Japanese false flag to attack China or whatnot, right? It's like clearly this has happened in the past. And it's like, you know, once the news is out there, people could do it. You know, the government could just lie to you, you know, to get their just cause, right? That's always an option. I mean, you guys know politicians lie, but you think they can't false flag? Willikers. Reports from north and south. Troubling reports have reached Nanjing from both Zhuzhou and Quanzhou. The Jiangfu insurgent zone, KMT guerrillas, have staged a series of increasingly bold raids, striking around the inland cities of Yongding and Longyan. Governor Zhao Yinren has long struggled to assert control over his mountainous province, with control often limited to the coast and the larger inland cities, and now his grasp grows all the more tenuous. Meanwhile, in the Jiangsu, Governor Zhang Junyan reports increased agitation by Yiguandao adherents, spreading over the border from Shandong. These religious fanatics have been a point of long-standing frustration for the governor, but their involvement may well be encouraging the rising unrest. Temporary setbacks. Telegram from Beijing. A telegram has been received from Beijing, apparently sent at the direction of Imperial Commissioner Wu Peifu, who sits as Qing Army Minister and the undisputed head of the nation's central military apparatus. The message inquires about the current chaotic state of affairs, clearly worded with the intent to force League Marshal Sun to admit some weakness or hardship. The central government under Wu's direction has repeatedly attempted to extend its direct authority south, but so far such efforts have been in vain. Our response must be careful and measured, demonstrating that we need no central government assistance to disperse these insurrectionists. Everything is under control. Under control my ass. That's what Wu Peifu is thinking right now. The Wuhu incident. This afternoon, protests in the city of Wuhu, bolstered by striking workers from nearby German-owned factories, quickly escaped police control. The garrison itself, reinforced by a section of German-trained troops from Nanjing, attempted to restore order, but in the confused melee, someone started shooting. Within a matter of minutes, police, the garrison, and their reinforcing troops began firing on the crowd and each other. Over 200 are already confirmed dead, and 4 times as many likely wounded, and the resultant outrage has already sparked protests in surrounding areas. The situation is made all the worse by the presence of a small foreign settlement within the city. Many are already claiming that lethal force was only used in order to protect these foreigners, and the killings will most likely feature in international newspapers by tomorrow morning. Could things get any worse? Yeah, damn. How dare they just shoot the protesters instead of letting the protesters lynch a bunch of foreigners? Jeez. And King refuses further cooperation. Citing the recent incident at Wuhu, Governor Chen Taoyuan has issued an ultimatum calling for the withdrawal of all non-provincial forces from Anhui, as well as the immediate handover of those officers responsible. Though Chen assures the League that his own soldiers will continue to quell the spreading unrest and disorder, he refuses further cooperation with League authorities and announces the creation of the Central China Railway, which he blames for pushing patriotic citizens to the edge of despair. Under normal circumstances, this behavior would be unacceptable, but Chen's stance has already proven popular, and decisive action could serve to further divide the now fragile League. We have to, well, I don't know. Let's make a save point here. Maybe we will want to play as Ian King. Save. Okay, we'll say we will bide our time. Black Monday reaches the east. Although it began a world away, Black Monday's fall has already reached China. The Shanghai Exchange plummeted before closing at numbers unseen since the financial tumult of 1925, and local institutions are already doing what they can to mitigate the damage. Fortunately, the average citizen is likely to feel any immediate impact, but the AOG, already staggering under an extensive retaliatory boycott, faces dire financial circumstances. Its clerks have already issued notice and may be unable to pay the usual rents for its various concessions, and that the final payment promised for the Zhejiang Railway has been indefinitely postponed. Without this planned revenue, we will be forced to enact major budget cuts. How will we pay the troops? I don't know. Let's do Air and Naval Command or something, I guess. I really want to help these guys out. Well, I might want to play as Nanjing later, though. Although I suppose we come back to this point in time and do it. Let's do Air and Naval Command. This probably won't help them at all. A dissension in the ranks. Word of suspended pay has already spread as far as the League's junior officers, and the reaction has been predictably negative. For some, this will mean the end to lifestyles of vice and extravagance, at least for the time being. But for many a common soldier, it's the difference between life and starvation. The officers' grumbling is made all the worse by a small but vocal clique of officers sympathetic to Chen Taoyuan's cause, arguing that the League should never have become so dependent on German handouts. In the barracks and in the streets, soldiers are being riled up by Yigandao adherents, seeking converts and preaching against foreign wickedness, while the Kuomintang and other leftist groups hide in the shadows, disseminating propaganda and denouncing imperialist collaboration. Nothing has yet come of these activities, but what was once routine unrest is now threatening to undermine the very foundations of the League. Rebellion will be punished. Oh, shanking Tianquao. You know. A heinous crime! Sun Shanfang lies mortally wounded, shot from behind by an assassin disguised as a serving woman. You never trust them women, can you? His brave bodyguards are able to quickly overpower and imprison the woman, but rumors have already begun to spread and swirl. The incapacitation of the League's only widely recognized leader is an unprecedented disaster, and unless he recovers soon, a successor is unlikely to be chosen without considerable bloodshed. Without effective leadership and with political fragmentation all but a certainty, the ongoing crisis will surely spin out of control. The League's fate lies in the balance. Who could be responsible? Spreading insubordination. Telegrams have been flooding in all morning, accompanied by the din of ringing telephones throughout the League Marshal's palace, together with describing a rapidly deteriorating situation across much of the League. With no promise of pay, soldiers in Zhuzhou, Nanchang, Guangzhou, and several other cities are either refusing to act or outright joining the spreading violence and looting, while police and garrisons in Guangzhou and Wuxi have gone on strike. Riots there and elsewhere are gradually escaping all semblance of control and made all the worse by Sun Shanfang's incapacity. Troubling telegraph lines to the south of Fujian appear to have been cut, leaving us entirely in the dark as to the likely worsening situation in Guangzhou and Guangxi, while Nanjing itself is now practically in the throes of violent revolution. Marshal Sun must wake up soon, but will he though? I don't know. Riots reach the Marshal's palace. The Nanjing police have been unable to contain one of the many riots spreading across the capital, as officers defect or sit idle, and onlookers join the chaos, looting and burning homes, businesses, and now government offices. The hasty arrival of military units under the command of General Qi Gee, I don't know. Z1 already deployed nearby seems enough to protect the Marshal's palace, but the roar of flames and the burgeoning crowds are audible even within the chamber where Sun Shanfang lies, deep in a coma. Like rats fleeing from a sinking ship, officials have been observed scurrying away into back streets and alleyways, arms burdened by silver coins, papers, and perhaps government secrets. What are we to do? Oh, Qing hegemony has shattered. It's fucking done. Alright. Uprising in Fujian. Kuomintang rebels, already fomenting insurrection throughout the League, have begun a general uprising in Fujian province, emerging from the mountains to seize a number of villages in the province's interior. With Jiangfu, insurgent zone was already known to be a danger, but with the chaos now gripping the League, there is every possibility that they will cut a path to the coast, opening the way for aid from their syndicalist allies. At present, Governor Zhao Yinren is known to have several divisions in and around Quanzhou, but this is unlikely to be enough to stem the tide. Syndicalist scum. Unfortunately, we will be playing as the syndicalist scum. Okay, so what do we got here? So we got a bunch of trash units. It's kind of par for the course, though, isn't it? All right, so we are the left Kuomintang. We've got our boy Wang Jingwei over here, a divisive figure within the KMT, but has nevertheless maintained his control over the party leadership for over a decade. What a guy here. That's a huge wall of fucking text, though. Wang Jingwei is a flamboyant, blustery character who is a natural orator. His penchant for wearing military uniforms when acting in a position as commander-in-chief makes many of his opponents see him as a megalomaniacal. That's a mouthful, isn't it? I wonder why the anime girl doesn't have a military uniform. That's a little bit fucked up, isn't it? Okay, so we are the left KMT. We got our boy Wang over here. He's got a TLDR bio, but no actual traits. We have a low popular support, which will hurt our stability and war support. We have an insurgent army, which gives us looks like quite a few nice buffs here. So we get supply consumption minus 10%, division attack and defense on core territory 10%, supply grace additional 24 hours, and 12 division limit, as well as 10% equipment reliability. That'll be nice against attrition. 10 years of insurgency and clandestine activities has turned the core of the new NRA into a hardened group with experience in guerrilla warfare. As the NRA transitions back into a conventional mass army, this national idea will disappear. Well, that's unfortunate, but I guess it'll be good while it lasts. Wow, Jesus, fuck. That's awful. So I guess NRA here, we have negative 30% experience gain, 50% leader experience cost, 10% training time, max planning and planning speed negative 15%, daily command power multiplier negative 75%. Those aren't the worst debuffs to have, but having negative army experience gain when you're playing in China, presumably we also have the army reforms debuffs. Like, that sucks a lot. That sucks a lot. It's going to take you 30% longer to clear those if we have them, which we'll check in a minute. So we are a bunch of really, radical socialists, one of the grossest ideologies in Kaiserreich. We are rad suck, with 48% party popularity, which is not too bad. There's a lot of dirty liberal traitors in the wings over here, though. 37% suck them. Those aren't leftists. They're not real leftists. Liberals get the bullet too, right? So we might have to deal with them later. We're occupying some territory over here. We'll go with the local police force, and maybe we'll go with the local police force. And we only have one division, it looks like. So I guess we're using that division. We have volunteer only, we have limited exports, and we have partial mobs. So that's pretty good. Do we have any resources at all? No, we don't. So limited exports is actually pretty awful. We have Lao Zongkai over here, who gives us military factory, construction speed, political power gain. We have one factory, and it's a military. It's a civilian factory. We have no mills. Okay. But I don't think we're building anything anytime soon, so this guy is basically just straight up negative political power, so that kind of sucks. Political power gain, trade deal opinion factor, infrastructure construction speed, and political power gain at the cost of division org. So this is not worth it. This government is fucking terrible for the situation we're in. Division org, that sucks. And, these construction boosts don't matter, and this guy gives us negative political power gain. I dropped my fucking dice, which I don't even think we're going to roll anyways today. Maybe we will later. Maybe we will. I better go pick that up. Yeah, I think that's. I've been enjoying that. It's like I don't know which option to pick, and you have to play the CYOA. You just roll a fucking dice. Let the dice decide. So military staff, we do start with military staff. So we have mass combat, and we have commando doctrine. So we have quite a lot of supply, Grace. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, we have no companies. No companies. No Navy or Air Force guys. Wow, that's a little bit sad and fucked up, isn't it? Just a little bit sad and fucked up. Okay, decisions. Chinese National Revolution. After the disastrous failure of the Northern Expedition, the left Kuomintang's internal unity literally and figuratively split along. So no, just the Kuomintang, not the left Kuomintang. The Kuomintang's internal unity literally and figuratively split along ideological lines, while a subordinate right-wing faction found refuge within the southern warlords. The left KMT has been reduced to an insurgency in southeast China and a government in exile in Paris. The last 10 years have seen a few openings to reestablish a rival government, but the consensus is that the next attempt must fully embrace social revolution. They may have one last chance to realize Dr. Sun's vision. We got a bunch of decisions over here. Gives us militias and infantry. One off-map military factory. We'll get some guys back from Baharati Commune, I guess. So we have 14 days to get access to the sea. We have 60 days to secure Fujian province. And we have 60 days to secure Gannan Prefecture. So I guess that's Gannan. Where the fuck is Fujian, though? Is that this? This is Jianan, not Fujian, though. I don't know. I don't need that. Prospect for resources. So we do have army reform. So army reform is going to give you some pretty awful debuffs there for your organization, organization is a very important stat. And that's going to suck up pretty much all your army experience. Made even worse by this. Alright, intelligence agency, don't have one, can't afford one. 2 research slots. And it looks like we did not get, maybe the tech didn't even finish yet, because it's only 1 month in, but like the feds are going to have, not the feds, Nanjing are going to have like they're going to have a leg up on us over there. Let's start researching that. What else should we get? It's like we don't have any actual military factories right now. It's like we might as well research stuff. Like getting the industry stuff might be like a little bit pointless at this point in time. Although we will get military factories eventually. You don't want to be behind on our industry. It's a tough decision. Probably maybe a doctrine might be helpful. Let's maybe look at our research or our focus tree. And we're at war with the League. We have no resources. Our only civilian factory is damaged right now. We have no military factories. So we have Palbing Zen at number 2, which is 19 with infantry with an artillery and support artillery. We've got this thing over here, which is 8 with infantry. And then we've got 8 with militia. So like, those are pretty trashy templates, but I mean, it's China, so like, you know, it's going to happen, right? We'll get a research bonus for land doctrine, 25 command power, and a bunch of units. That's good. I think we should probably do that. Now, what are other options? We have infrastructure and some rifles and some political power. We'll get some offensives over here. I'm not sure exactly what those do. Okay, so we can negotiate with some people. Get them to join our team, I guess. 100 workshops are... Yeah, 100 workshops. Like, must be some pretty tiny fucking workshops for that shit. 1,000 rifles over there. That's pretty good. And yeah, this is your unification, it looks like. Gives us the integration decisions. Consumer goods factories and whatnot. So you get some consumer goods buffs and debuffs over here. So we'll see. Alright, so what do we want to do? What do we want to do here? Military factory would be good to get. A few rifles. We have no stockpile even right now. I mean, maybe it's because we just tag switched over. Should we do that first, or should we do this first to get the land doctrine and infantry? I think probably just want the extra units faster. This is only 14 days too. These are pretty fast focuses. 14 days. 14 days. 28 days. I want to go for that maybe. I'm not sure what this decision does. So we have 14 days. Like, I guess our first order of business is to take ZMN. So this, I guess just one tile there. So we'll see. I don't think it said we had any land doctrine that we're forced to pick from, I don't think. It looks like it's our choice. So that might be a good one to get. Like, superior firepower is like usually just like a good general one to pick. Deep battle is not too bad for fighting in like low supply zones. Mobile warfare is like pretty good doctrine too, but like that won't do anything much for us for a while. Although this is like a pretty fat stack for organization. And division speed and ore gloss and moving is also pretty good just generally, but like we're definitely not making the most of it. And we're already having planning debuffs for this stuff over here, and like we need to be moving. So I think we just go with superior firepower. So we'll grab that first. I mean, 200 XP for a first army reforms focus. Fair enough. All right. Alright, what we got here? We have Field Marshal Chang Quan over here. We have like a bunch of other guys too. Unfortunately, we're going to have to stick with one of these two. I think this one's probably the better one. It's got the higher attack skill and he's not an old guard. And for a general, Lin Biao is probably our best guy for the job at the moment. What tile type is this? Plains. Fair enough. Yeah, we'll go with our boy Lin Bao. Our planning is shit anyways, but whatever. Okay, so we'll let that guy walk off, then we'll try and pin him there. And we have 60 days to secure Gannan province. Like maybe we should be pushing into Gannan as well. Go that way, I guess. So some guys over there. Try and isolate these guys, take their port and isolate them. It looks like they'll have some other problems too. Thanks, Baharadia. True bros. Yeah, we'll go that way. And we need Gannan and I think the rest of this stuff up here. I'm guessing that's what that province is. I was thinking maybe we want a force attack there, but force attack is of course very dangerous for if you have no military factories. I'll let them recover org. Let's not grind that. Over there, yes. Move quickly. So we need Fujian province still. We only have 6 days left to get this port done. I think we will force attack. We only have a few days. We only have 1 day to get that. Shit. We're not gonna get it. So do that. Let's go for the military factory. Shit. That's unfortunate that we failed that mission. I should have maybe just rushed more units into there, even if it's not the most tactically sound choice. We could have forced attack earlier, maybe. Democracy in Australasia. Last stand that guy. A return of the Central Committee. After a long tension-filled voyage from Paris, the KMT Central Committee arrived in small groups through the legation port of Fujian and has traveled secretly to Longyan. Because of the ongoing state of chaos in southern China, this was a quiet affair with little in the form of pomp. With Song Qingling present, Wang Jingwei later delivered a speech outside Longyuan City Hall, congratulating the Jiangsu soldiers in holding out thus far. Along with the nationalist government in exile, a French-trained and equipped regiment of Chinese expatriates returned via Fujian's ports in small squads. A large cache of smuggled rifles and ammunition provided by the Communists is currently being distributed via the back channels. Cool. That's cool, I guess. We didn't get the fort. We didn't get the the port though. Oh, there you go. Now we have the port. Border skirmishes between Anking and left Kuomintang. Up until now, Chen Tianlian's revolution against the Nanjing regime and their own uprising have avoided directly confronting each other. However, this uneasy ceasefire was never meant to hold, and now local conflicts have arisen within the NRA and Anqing forces engaging each other. As their goals of national revolution are in direct conflict with Anqing warlordry, many within the Central Committee believe that the broadening of the war with the 5 provinces is inevitable and welcome it. Some groups within the NRA have spoken against this, arguing the Zili clique in the north will smash the weakened NRA and the revolution will soon fail to fulfill the goal of the Wuhan uprising and burn out at last. We'll do peace will prevail for now. You have a dock here. We can start building a convoy, I guess. We're not at war with Anqing, so we don't really have to worry about that for now. So this is our baby's first military factory. We can now let them break that encirclement. Yeah, we need that other military factory soon too. This is a mountain? Oh, this is a fucking mountain. Wonder that's taking forever. Cheng Quan leaves for Hunan. General Cheng Quan, originally from Hunan, expressed desire to contest that country's newly announced general elections. He has given the go-ahead for his plan and is now left for Hunan. Okay. Really need like one other division there, but it's not gonna happen, is it? Just let them attack us instead. They still can't reach these guys on the coast, even if they do take that tile. And there's not a river there, our units are just dog shit. Feels bad. Maybe we can go this way. Our general's ill. Third International. I guess we'll go to the go see what the French are up to. Or at least templates, anyways. Oh, yeah, of course they're that template. I did not check that, but of course that would be the case. So I have to keep on cycle attacking these guys until they break. It's gonna be real annoying. We have a surplus of rifles though at the moment. Do you want to spend our... Yeah, let's do this. Get ourselves a few extra divisions, I think. I think that's what that does. It's how we're supposed to get divisions. Oh, it's active. It's 13 days, and we get 2 militias. I don't know if that was worth it over the syndicalism in Spain. I guess we'll support the Spanish syndicalists. Keep on pushing those guys. It looks like Ann King is actually having some problems up north. Jackie Reed. I'll have you, what do we want here? Let's go for the political power. The border clash has escalated into a full invasion of our zone of control. It seems the unofficial ceasefire has been broken at last. We'll need to divert troops to the front lest we risk our entire line collapsing around us. The King's entry into our war, the struggle for the private provinces has grown much bigger, and the threat to our very survival also increases. Those bastards. Be able to kill those guys. I'm attacking here. I think the Ann King have like their own problems though. Maybe we're supposed to do something with that like offensive national spirit because it got bypassed or something, right? Go for the regional militias. And get our first rifles. Beautiful. The White Terror. Guess fuck capitalism and shit. World Economic. I think those are all just like the shit. That's bad. I wasn't paying attention. There we go. I didn't pin him. That's very bad. Fuck. Losing that pocket was a pretty big blow. Harvest of 1936. Before the National Revolution began, the soldiers living in the Jiangxi Fujian insurgent zone would assist local peasants in the autumn rice harvests. The NRA back fighting conventional struggle, there are less hands than usual to help out the heart of the revolution with agriculture. Okay, we'll do the one that costs us the less political power. Of course, those are fucking mountain tiles too. And looks like we've lost our unit there, unfortunately. Wasn't paying attention, we got punished. You only afford so many mistakes too as these smaller countries. That's a pointless attack. Like, this is becoming also increasingly pointless. They don't try and take our capital there, those sneaky bastards. Grind into us. We'll see if we can starve those guys out then, I guess. Keep one general around in case we do have to last stand or anything. Yeah, these guys should all like attrition out as long as we're able to hold this line. We'll see. Big mistake getting that unit killed. Big mistake. I don't know. I'm not sure if we'll be able to pull this back. We also have this move quickly. Like, I'm not sure. Maybe we will just lose if we aren't able to beat them fast enough. Unfortunately, at the moment, there's not really a whole lot of plays we can make. And you're sick or wounded. Well, I still got like a bit of time before that starts hitting us, so I guess we'll just train some like shit militias. We just need, we can't train that. We can only train this or this. I guess we'll just train our cheapest fucking unit. We just need divisions at this point in time. Okay, we'll get some soon after this finishes. Great. One off-map civilian factory. Let's go for seized German rifles. Let's use the rails there. And we'll get the military factory. Go for the 4-stack again in that unit. And these guys are like losing their org, so we should be able to hopefully take them out soon. And if the AI wants to grind into you, like, that's pretty good. Like, it'll you'll take a lot less damage. Of course, you let them grind into you and counterattack is probably ideal. Those guys have very low organization right now, so we might be able to and they're out of supplies. You might as well get a garrison order out so we can like actually start building planning on these guys too, I suppose. Alright, so it looks like they're starting to finally collapse here in the south. Wonderful. I think we could have done that a lot quicker if I didn't fuck that up. Keep on pushing there. Alright, we've seized the German capital, which will help us out, like maybe not a huge amount, but helps out a little bit. Just try and keep ourselves in rifles for our national focus tree, because like we're not getting them from anywhere else, are we? Let's use the rails to get there. We'll last stand if we have to. Yeah, unfortunately we have to waste our industry bonus on machine tools, but you know, machine tools are pretty good, so we'll do that. Nice to have the extra efficiency. We're still waiting for a second military factory. And so we've lost 24k. We've killed 31k over here, so I mean, like, that's not too bad. I mean, we are on the offensive with infantry only, so. White Sun over China. The people in Yongyan were surprised when a young American man appeared and walked around the capital of our revolution, asking the locals questions about life here and our struggle. While inquisitive behavior seemed completely spontaneous and drew a lot of equally curious stares and wild gossip, it was actually the result of the hard work of our publicity department. The foreigner in question is Edgar Snow, an American journalist based in Shanghai who came to Longyuan to be the first Western writer to see our principles in practice firsthand. With help from our experienced scouts, he got safely across the front lines. He spent his time here doing interviews with leadership figures, including Madame Sun and Wang Jingwei, but also with ordinary soldiers and common people on the streets. He was already quite sympathetic to our cause, and we made sure for him to see that our fight is just. Today's book, Hit the Stores in the West, is already lauded by some as a scoop of the century. It will surely have a positive effect on your image in the eyes of the people of the world, despite whatever mean-spirited naysayers or apologists of imperialism may crow about bias. Got the message out there. Damn biased lefty intellectuals. Let's keep the pressure on these guys. Once we close that pocket, we'll have like some more troops to spare, which will be quite nice. We have command power. What we need to do is promote a brilliant strategist. Congratulations, Sun Lian Ren, you're fucking up. And you are also going to be an aggressive assaulter. Well, and give us free space, we will take it. Jinhua is pretty good free space too. Make sure you keep the pressure on these tiles here. I don't know if they'll ever need that order, but we don't get cut off. I suppose we don't even really have to grind here, do we? These guys are like, they have no port or anything like that. We'll be dead soon. Just let them attrition out. We'll take Uzi. Maybe even the Baharadia commune guys will kill them for us. You have to pin. We have to pin that guy. I'm not sure what that was. Should have maybe read that. Attack there. That's way too much to ask that much unit to attack. We'll pin with this guy. Decisions. We also need to select national focus. So we can support KMT in Hunan. Maybe we want to do. We cannot do that. We need second. We have second NRA. So you have to be at war with some other people first before we can start doing that. That's a bit of a piss off. Do you support the KMT? It's either that, or we go for convoys. Let's try supporting our KMT, our fellow war criminals over there, and the rest of the other KMTs. You don't need to pin there anymore. Those are pointless attacks. Just not do them. Just keep on advancing. No opportunity there. So waltz into Anking. Oh, cool. We just fucking capitulate Anking and just walk into their territory and take it. Okay. Fat cack. Unfortunately, it looks like our war score is a bit dog shit against. I mean, we didn't really fight, barely fought Anking at all. We can get anything here, we can get woohoo. The capitulation of the remaining Anking clique forces, we have finally bested one of our competitors for control of the 5 eastern provinces, and our first major step towards securing the region has been achieved. Our next priority should be to finish prosecuting our conflict with the Nanjing clique so that a peaceful East can be established. Hurrah! A glorious victory for our dirty syndicalists over here. Let's go for a war eco. Unfortunately, now we have to. Now we're at war with like these other people over here, and these guys are a bit scary, aren't they? Oh shit, we got cut off there. Oh shit, I forgot I needed to pin there. And that wasn't actually a dumb attack, that was a necessary attack. Shit, shit, I'm fucking up, falling apart here. Yeah, at least our one unit's on a fucking board though, isn't it? No, better not do that. I'll move you over here. You can attack there. Move quickly. Oh geez, so mobilize some more NRA units. Help! Help, comrades! We need help! Now, there are already units on that tile. We'll go and spend some CP here. You know, I don't know, that's a plains province, so I mean, if we get pushed back into this mountain tile, it's probably okay. Might even be ideal, actually. Oh, or though Germany station volunteers could just disappear because that happened. You know, that's cool too. I'll take that. That's how you win in Kaiserreich, boys. Just hope the events go in your favor. That's how you become a good Kaiserreich player. Now, these guys aren't so hot without their German backers, are they? I should have read that. Two-Gun Cohen. Morris Abraham Cohen, otherwise known as Two-Gun Cohen, served in the Canadian Railway Troops during the Weltkrieg before eventually making his way to China to conduct business with Sun Yat-sen. After bonding with him, Morris started working for the KMT, helping train troops until he was offered, get it? Train troops? You know, because they're railway troops? Haha, funny. They made it funny. Until he was offered to become one of Sun Yat-sen's many bodyguards. He eventually got the name Two-Gun Cohen after one battle where he was nicked by a bullet and decided to always carry two guns with him. After going back to Canada due to the disastrous campaign of the Northern Expedition, he has once again visited China, offering the same protection that gave Sun Yat-sen. We'll never need to watch your backs. 5% research bonus for those things that don't even exist in this game anymore. Let's go to Woozy. Doing a little Woozy here. Haha. Great, we capitulated the Nanjing fleet. Gibbs Clay. Alright, and let's finish her off here. Well, so looks like Shandong got very little. Got very little in that peace deal, didn't they? We must have had a little other piece over there. Alright. Got her. So I think I'm going to end that video there. So we have won the Lee Collapse War as the left KMT, and we'll see what we can do from there. Like, I did miss Micro a little bit, like a couple times there, but I guess we were still able to pull her out. So let's go ahead and start integrating some provinces, I guess. And then we'll see. I guess what's the rest of the scenario over here? So we have a Zhang Tianran over here being his Yiguan Dao whack job. We have Chen Jiangming, Tang Shangzi. Well, I don't know, a bunch of guys over here. Oh, Bao Dai. They released Bao Dai, and there was still the Indochina Rebellion. Dang. Well, that sucks for Helmuth. That was very good for us. It just killed a few units, and that was enough to let us kind of walk in there. So I guess I'll take it. So the Qing. We still have Puppet Puyi. And Wu did intervene. I wonder who he sided with. I guess we could just check, right? Yeah, so he did anti-concessionist. So he sided with the Ant King. But now he's all alone. Feng Tian, I guess, still doing Feng Tian things. And really, Qing is a big one over here. It looks like we have the Li Xiang over here. We got the industrial corps in charge in Sichuan. In Hunan, I guess we're going to try and support the left KMT. And maybe we'll try and support them over here in Liguangang. So we get decisions to negotiate with them. So I guess we'll see how that goes. And we can't have NRA until we're at war. And there has to be some sort of congress or some shit. So we have to kill the Shan King Tianquo first. So maybe we want to do this. Handle the millenarians next. Alright, what do we have here? Let's just group our army up so we can take a look at what we have. Because we spawned a bunch of guys over there. And these are all like... Okay, so we have 4 units of this militia template, which is 4 militia. We have 2 units of this militia template, which is 6 militias. Okay, and then we have 6 units of this, which is 4 infantry. Interesting. What are the stats here? Breakthrough 9.1, soft attack 9. A breakthrough 11, ATS. So the infantry unit is still better than the militias. I mean, these are both pretty good generals for stuff, so I guess that's fine. So let's throw guys up like that. I'll try maybe get some pins by the coast. So we no longer have the idea of victory imminent. Harsh. Demobilize our economy. I don't want to demobilize our economy. Just gonna war again soon anyways. Nanjing clique is defeated with the capitulation of the remaining Nanjing forces. So I guess we'll, you know what, let's continue this video and see if we can kill Shandong before we end her here. Nanjing clique is defeated with the capitulation of the remaining Nanjing forces. We have finally bested both of our competitors for control of the 5 eastern provinces. Our control over the region is now secure, with only the stray reported banditry challenging the left Kuomintang's authority. From this staging area, the National Revolution will have a secure foundation to reunify the country. Hurrah! Border skirmishes between Shanking Tianquo and the left Kuomintang. Up until now, Zhang Tianran's intervention against the Nanjing regime and our own uprising have avoided directly confronting each other. This is like the same fucking event. Yes, I think it's time to send them running north. We don't even have to do a focus then. We can just bypass that shit, and then we're at war again. Whoopty fucking shit. Woohoo! Do a general advance. Maybe actually pin some of these guys over here. Machine tools go for the concentrated industry. I'll get these guys in the fight. Is that all they have? Is like 2 divisions? 1 to 5, so it could be they don't have much. So like these guys are actually just like straight up dead then. Not really threatening at all. You don't even actually really have to attack these guys. These won't waste the rifles. Alright, there we go. So like now we just have to deal with the Qing menace. I'll have to put down Burger Chang, make sure that only KMT Donald's here has our has the burgers of choice in China or something. I don't know. That was a pretty bad joke. We can do this. I guess we'll do some railroads and we'll do this Congress thing or whatever. Seems like we pretty much have to do that. Might be worthwhile to do the integration. I don't know. 35 days, we're going to have to do more than 20 of these. Like, that seems like that's probably a good one to pick. But we'll delay our Congress. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the optimal focus order here would be. Maybe get ourselves a defensive field marshal. That was our offense guy. Defensive guy. We can't promote, but that's probably the person we want. Is Wang Yaowu because he's got the inflexible strategist trait. But for the time being, we'll go with that. Unfortunately, like even though those look like infantry, they're still pretty shitty. Do we want to spend our political power on this? Maybe. We still have no companies. Like, there's not really all that much else to spend our political power on, so I guess we might as well do it. We should get integration though. We want integration decisions. Obviously, we want integration decisions. On Hui, I think is probably what we want. Or where's Zhejiang? Down here. All these problems just kind of suck. This one, Jinling. Can we do Jinling? Jiangsu. We should probably save off for Jiangsu. That's probably best. Anyways, that's a problem for another video. So left KMT in the next episode, we'll try and sort out what we can do with our tree. It seems like we have some options to negotiate with the guys down here to maybe have them join our dirty socialist team here. But that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed this run here. Levy Freeman signing out.